should actually work, if I put my hands down by my side here, okay, my right arm is lower than my left, okay, the way it should work is that it's an upward spiraling motion, okay? It's like you can see the way it's almost like a coiling motion going up. So as I move here, and this is probably where my teaching's maybe changed a little bit over the years, I don't even mind if the right leg's straight a little bit, because I'd like to see, probably, and this is actually a good angle to view from, is actually, if you look at body movement, just view it from the rear view, because you see it so much, you see so many things much more clearly without the club in the hands and the arms in the way. But if you do it from this angle, you can see, as I make my movement, how I'm actually loading up and stretching up this right side. So there's a huge sort of loading aspect going on. So from here, so now you can see my right shoulder is obviously higher than my left, my right hip is higher than my left, my right knee is higher than my left, and I'm actually loading up into my right heel here, from which point on, as I make my transition, you can see as I make my transition here, it's not where I'm just doing this. There's a distinct sort of almost leaning into the left side, from which point on, the opposite action happens. Where so it's almost like, very much like a piston motion. And that, if you can get people to understand how the body actually works, that is, just doing that drill alone, where people can actually do this, where they're actually making a movement and actually create this. And that's rather than just sort of standing there doing this. Okay, I mean, that looks nice, but it's really not very athletic, it's not very dynamic. So to create that coiling motion, to me, is the essence and the meat and potatoes of the whole golf swing. If you can learn to get this body loading, winding, coiling, and then, as I like to say, you want to build the coil, you want to sustain the coil, you want to release the coil. Building, storing, releasing. And so if you can learn to, you can get your student to do that, and then complement it with what the club is doing. This is what this whole A swing is about. The fact is that, so I used this illustration I was showing a couple of people earlier. If you hold the club with two fingers and a thumb, it's very interesting I'm just going to get it swinging. Very interesting. There really isn't any sort of excessive rotation. As I move it away, and I'm certainly moving my body actually to get this thing moving. And you can look at the club face there. So some people would call that closed. I wouldn't call it closed. I would say it's actually just moving away on your arm. As I sort of let the weight of the club through my fingers just set. It's interesting how the club seems to want to get a little steeper here. And I would say too, I would actually, as the coil takes place, I'm actually quite a believer in actually having the club, if anything, maybe slightly across the line rather than sort of laid off. I'm not saying you don't get players that do get it laid off or right on line. But the swing is not a perfect circle. The swing, you can see the natural design of the club will get the club in position. And as I make my movement, you can see as I work it back, you can see the steepness of the shaft here. And as I change direction here, you can see naturally how the club lies down. And that, in essence, I mean, you can get your average player to get the club on this line coming back